Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Yars Recharged. This is a game that you can find on a couple of different places for about $10. I got it for free during one of those free Epic Game of the Week things. This is a fresh take on Yars Revenge, which I remember playing as a kid on the Atari 2600. Yes, way back in the 1980s. So, Yars Revenge, the older game, tasked you with controlling this little spider thing, and you nibbled at the enemy shield in order to charge your cannon. You could also touch the enemy on the right-hand side of the screen and also charge your cannon that way, but your ultimate goal was to shoot the cannon at the enemy that's sitting behind the shield and hit it. And if you do, you progress to the next level, and that's assuming that it doesn't kill you in the process. Well, this reimagined game does something a little different. It's kind of similar in the sense that there's this major enemy that you have to deal with. It's the larger circle on the right side of the screen, but it's also got these like sub cannons surrounding it most of the time. So you can actually take those out just by nibbling at it or by shooting it. It's just really weird. But the main enemy you can only take out with your powerful cannon. And again, you charge your cannon by typically nibbling at the walls that are surrounding the enemies. And you charge your cannon on the left, you pop into it, and then you shoot it, and 2 hits are usually enough to kill it. There are regular missions that they're just one-off missions that you can embark on. And there's also an arcade mode, which will see you through several levels in quick succession, and you're trying to get a high score. There's nothing fancy about this game. There's no, like, permanent progression. There are no skill trees. Again, to be fair, back in the day, you know, the Atari 2600, there was no game that had permanent progression and skill trees. There were no roguelites back then. Everything was just all about the high score. And so I can see why this game is as simple as it is. But I have to just say, like, you know, we're living in modern times, and I was hoping for a bit more modern take on a classic game like Yars Revenge. The turrets that, you know, occasionally fire at you is a nice touch. That's kind of, you know, the neon colors. That's cool too. I like the color scheme, don't get me wrong, but I felt like they could have done so much more with this. And also a missed opportunity. There's no classic mode that I saw that lets me play the original Yars Revenge. Maybe I missed it, but I was unable to find, you know, some sort of setting or game mode that let me play the original Yars Revenge. And I think that's a huge oversight, especially to people like me that grew up with Yars Revenge and other Atari 28 or 2600 games. It's just, I wanted to play the classic Yars Revenge. I wanted to relive my nostalgia. Playing this, I didn't feel like I was reliving nostalgia, to be honest with you. I didn't feel like I was reliving anything, which is kind of a real shame. It felt like a completely different game with similar concepts. There was no giant energy field in the middle of the screen that ran vertical up and down as like in the Atari 2600 that protected you from that little dash that would follow you around and try and kill you. I didn't see that anywhere in this game. Like, you just had turrets. It kind of broke off from what made Yars Revenge so good. And, you know, some people are going to like this, and others that may have wished this was a bit more, I don't know, nostalgic and closer to home, might be disappointed with it. I don't know. You do have power-ups that you can pick up, which are kind of cool. In addition to the little yellow dots that fill up your cannon meter, you can also pick up, like, they're temporary weapon buffs. You know, you might get a tri-shot, you might get like a starburst shot for a short period of time, but there's nothing fancy going on with this game whatsoever. For $10, I was hoping for a bit more. Like it didn't give me the option to play the original game. It didn't really like it didn't feel like I was playing Yars Revenge at all. It felt like I was playing something else. So, if that was the developer's intent, fine. But, if you're going to remake games like Centipede and other classic games from that era, then there should be, I don't know, just enough to make it feel like I'm playing that original game. Here, it's like I have to break through different cells and then take out these turrets, and then, oh, I get to power up my. Like, none of that was in the original. So, I guess I'm a little disappointed by what I played. Not to say that it's not an interesting game, but I I just I wish there was I wish it was a bit more classic and a bit more nostalgic, and I wish there was more to it than what there is, if that makes any sense. So, do I recommend this? Maybe on a sale. For $10, like it's okay, but I don't foresee myself playing this for a long period of time. So there you go, folks. Kind of disappointed by Yars Recharge, especially since I have a soft spot for a lot of Atari games. That's what I grew up with. So I was really hoping to relive some of my past, but this one just didn't resonate with me, unfortunately. But anywho, this is Vince. Thanks for watching. I will catch you all next time. Take care.